And we are back at the Positive Impact Radio Show, Flavor 105.5 FM. Boom! This is your boy Will, aka the Will of God. I'm here with Chantel Boss Bethia, and we have the smoothest DJ on this side of the galaxy, DJ Smooth Spinner! Yeah. How's everybody doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I am blessed. We have a special guest.
Yes, indeed.
Want to go ahead and introduce our guest?
We have Mr. Bishop Walter Weeks,
All right.
Senior.
All right.
In the building.
Give it up for Bishop. Yeah.
Now, this is his second time on the air.
Okay.
He came the second week that we were on air, like we had just started.
Yep.
I went to his church, and I knew Michelle.
Okay.
Now, is Sister Michelle? Is that
Sister Michelle.
Okay, Sister Michelle.
Uh-huh.
And I was talking with him, and I said, you should come on. And he did.
Okay.
He came and blessed us. He had Sister Susan with him at the time. Today, he's solo, though.
Yeah.
So I think he feels comfortable on air now.
I feel good to be here.
All right. You got some swag, you know. I open the door for him and we talking. He's walking just smooth, just striding. I'm here wobbling like a penguin. He just striding.
I'm so done with you.
I'm sorry.
But Bishop Weeks has some things to let us know about. So we will let you take it away.
Well, let me say thank you, first of all, to 105 Flavor.
Yes.
It's my second time here. I'm excited. Should I use that mic?
No, this be good. You good.
All right, so I want to say thank you, Sister Chantel, and for the DJ and Will. Yeah, let's give it up. They're good. We're having a good time. I'm grateful for the opportunity. But I'm here today because I want to share a program which is very dear to my heart. And we are having what we call a boot camp. It's a one-day event, and it's going to add value to your life. It's entitled Dare to Dream Again and Create Your Wealth Again. And this one-day boot camp, it's really focused on motivating, inspiring the people to live their dreams, to reach for their fullest potential. And so many people, they've lost hope, they've given up on their dreams, they've abandoned their vision, they feel as though their life really doesn't matter. So myself and a dear friend of mine, Sister Dawn, she has what she calls the Grant Connection. She has raised over $30 million for different enterprises and organizations. And we wanted to pull our synergies together and just talk about how can I live my dream? How can I finance my dream? Where is the money? What are some of the things that funders will be looking at? So we're excited about this opportunity. I'm hoping that we'll have a great response. And I'm even willing, if we have people that will call in, normally the rate is going to be $89, but if they call in, I'm going to honor them at $79 at a super discount. And I guarantee you that when you leave there, you're going to be inspired. You're going to know what it is you want to do. Even on today, I preached, I talked in my message. What is it that inspires you? And what would you be doing if money was not the options and you were guaranteed that you could not fail? And so many times, you know, it's a thought-provoking question, but it's a real question. Because if you're not living your dream, then you'll never flow into your creativity. And your creativity is where your success and your wealth and your joy and your happiness will come from. So this is what it's all about. Dare to dream again.
I like that. Well, the phone number is 508-796-5965 to take up Bishop Weeks' offer. Again, that number is 508-796-5965. And I know Will got a question.
Yeah, of course. So, one of the things that I realized some of my weaknesses.
Sure.
Now, one of my weaknesses is that if I get stressed out, I shop.
You
A
do
lot. I shop.
Okay.
I get on Amazon, and so I stay. You know, my wife, she handles the finances. I stay away. That is not my gifting to handle money. Now, for a person like me who has issues with spending, would this be a good program for them to attend?
Absolutely. And I tell you why. That's an excellent question, Will. If you keep doing what you've been doing,
Yep.
you're going to continue to get what you've been getting.
Well,
Wow.
When you want something you've never had before, it requires that you do something you've never done before.
Okay.
And many times, if you are not willing to sacrifice much, you will not gain much.
Okay.
To the person that will sacrifice little, their return will be little. So you're saying to me, how would this help you? It would help you in a number of ways, but I'll just speak specifically to this issue. Number one, sometimes you have to do what you hate to create what you love. And so if you are willing to make a sacrifice and curtail the spending and realize, let me take that money and put it towards something bigger, something that's going to give me some fulfillment in the future, then you're willing to abandon immediate gratification. Because when you go out and spend, you're trying to get immediate gratification. But when you realize, okay, let me curtail that energy, and the money I would spend, let me put it towards my project. Let me put it towards my dream. Let me invest in me.
Right. Right. Because see, for me, it's not even it's not even like just shopping. It's for me like I'll order something on Amazon, and then the package will come in the mail, and I'll be checking where it's at. Oh, it's in Georgia, and I get excited. But then once I get it, it's like,
right,
it's not fulfilling. But always, whenever I help change someone's life or speak into someone's life or inspire them to make a change, that stays with me a long time. So I really do like what it is that you're starting to accomplish with this.
So that means you're going to be there.
That means I will do my best to get there. I'm just looking at this at the first time, but
All right,
I mean,
no, I appreciate. I didn't mean to put you on the spot, but
Oh, hey,
that's what he's supposed to do, though.
oftentimes I flow like that. But
Hey, it happens.
so October 10th from 9 until 4 p.m.
yes,
And this is going to be at 9 Walnut Street.
right, downtown Worcester.
Okay.
It's right diagonally from my mechanics hall. So
Oh, okay.
we'll have some banners and some information. So have people out there directing traffic.
Oh, well, that's always a plus.
Yeah.
Now,
Also,
with the parking, though, because downtown is issues
Right.
with parking.
Right.
So do we
Well, it's going to be
have-
on a Saturday, so
Okay.
it should be free meter parking. It's going to be early enough before a lot of things begin to jump off. So parking should not be an issue.
okay. And if you want to register online, it's at tinyurl.com/QEJZMWU. So you can register online as well. Feel free to call in. We'd love to hear from you so you can get that discount and
If you
dare to
have
dream
any
again.
questions, and if they have any questions, call in. If you have any questions, I'm sure that we can speak something into you.
Okay. All right. So where is your church located?
Now, just so that there's no misunderstanding,
Okay.
this is separate from my church
Yes.
ministry.
Yep.
This is Born to Win Enterprise.
Okay.
And the ministry is Born to Win Ministries. And the ministry is located presently at 125 Providence Street at the Girls Inc. We use their auditorium, so we meet every Sunday at 11 a.m. I got to warn you though, it's very contagious.
Yes.
Okay.
It's very catchy because it is my dream and my hope that we can inspire you and we can speak something into you and empower you because I know life has a way of beating you down.
Yep.
And many people are just frustrated. They're at a breaking point.
Oh yeah.
And we're not there to, condemn or to point the finger and to be judgmental. But we're going to speak something into you that's going to inspire you. Say, well, wow, I never thought of it that way, or I've never looked at it that way. My life does matter. I am gifted because we have an ideology at the ministry that, number one, you have seeds of greatness. In other words, you're greater than what you've been demonstrating. You're greater than what you've been presenting to date. So it's our goal to help you bridge the gap from your reality to where you hope to be.
Okay.
And number two, that everybody has infinite intelligence. In other words, it's not a problem. It's only a challenge.
Okay.
And as long as you view it as a challenge, there's always an equivalent opportunity of seeds of success for you to overcome. And we also believe that, you're going to win,
Okay.
but you're going to have to want to win.
All right, because now you said this is a separate thing from your ministry,
Right.
But I can tell you really believe in it because you sounded the same when you were talking about your ministry. You want to see people succeed, you want to see them win, and you want to see them get better off. You want to see people dare to dream again.
Right.
And a lot of people in this city especially have lost hope.
They have.
And, it's good and refreshing to hear someone saying, listen, there is still hope out there. There's still a chance for you to be great. So
Yeah.
I really do like where you're coming from.
And that's what we want to do, Will. We want to remind people because you possess more power than you really know.
That's
When I
right.
say you, the listening audience, power is in you. Greatness is in you. If we could put a person on the moon back in 1969, I believe it was the first time we landed on the moon as Americans, that means we have the power to do anything.
Yeah.
And just because you don't know how to do it, you don't have to worry about the how. When you start, life operates this way many times. It's almost like a revolving door.
Okay.
There's no need for new information. There's no need for power if you're not using what you have already. But as you get closer to your dreams and you get closer to trying to solve something, when you get close enough, as a revolving door will then open because of the magnetic energy. So it is with your problem, so it is with life, so it is with your challenge. As you get close enough to it and you determine that you will succeed at all costs, as Malcolm X said, by all means necessary. When you have that kind of passion, nothing can stop you.
Okay.
I think what I see a lot of times here in Worcester especially is people get to that point but then stop.
Exactly.
Because they're terrified of success.
Oh yeah.
Now, how do we turn that? How do we inspire someone like that has all of the potential in the world, shows that work ethic, is there, but once they get to that one step in order to, get their blessing to come, how do we inspire that person not to give up at that very point?
Chantel, that's an excellent question. Two thoughts. Number one, before, and I read this, Napoleon Hill, 3 Feet from Success. If you haven't read that, you need to get that. Napoleon Hill, 3 Feet from Success. It's a long story behind that title, but oftentimes you as an individual, you get so close. But the quote is, and I find it very fascinating, it says, before great success, not just success, but great success. Before great success happens, you will have to deal with temporary defeat.
Yes.
Now, many times, the convenient thing, the easy thing to do is when you're faced with defeat is to quit or to back up or to fall back or to withdraw. But you are so close. And many times people, they are, number one, as you said, they are afraid of success because you've been programmed from living paycheck to paycheck, or you've been programmed with a mentality of poverty that sometimes people are afraid of. Well, what if this does really work? What if I'm no longer the person I had to be?
Yes.
Now, let me just say this, because many times we find comfort in defaulting back to who we are accustomed of being.
Yes.
And so when you become afraid of success, then when success is close, sometimes we sabotage it ourselves or we don't follow through because we become this program and it's helped us to be the person we are today. So if I'm a person that needs your pity, and understand me causing you to feel sorry for me. That's a lot of power.
Yep.
Because I'm able to get some things.
Yep.
But we're trying to show you that you don't need persons or individuals to have pity upon you. You have the power to create what you want, and whatever you want, it has to be in you. In order for you to create it, because you can't create, you can't envision, you can't conceive anything that's not in you.
Indeed.
So I can go on, but I need to stop. But I like the question. This is good energy up in this place. Make some noise.
Yeah, and it says right on here. It says dare to dream. I mean, don't take that dare part, for granted. That dare it is a dare. People are worried. It seems like a lot of money to some people, but you have to dare. You have to get past that. You have to get past that fear to get to that breakthrough. To get to that breakthrough, you have to walk through some circumstance that might be doubtful, that you might not feel 100% confident with, but if you dare, you can achieve. So,
and the issue is that old saying that a testimony is not a testimony without that test.
Yeah.
Right.
Like at the end of the day, there is going to be a test that is going to show you the way that you're supposed to go and the way you're not supposed to go. Right. And then that choice is your testimony on which road you took. Am I wrong or right?
No, I agree with that. And let me just speak to that, because many times we try to hide what I call failure, but I really don't believe in failure, because nothing is really ever a failure. All failure suggests and says is that I need to do things differently.
Indeed.
And I got to make some adjustment in my program. But many times it is your story that's going to give you your glory. Your mess will be turned into a message.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so your experiences will now push you to a place that when you get up to speak on a certain subject matter, you begin to talk and articulate a certain ideology. You're not talking about something you read or something you learned, but you're talking about what you gained in the school of hard knocks. And there comes a certain authority that others can't address, because you are in it and you know what you're talking about. You've been there, you got a t-shirt, and you're not ashamed of it. And so many times we're ashamed of our past, but it's your past. But you got to embrace it and get power from your past and cause that to push you to where you're trying to go.
Okay.
Yes. On that note, we're going to take a pause for the cause, and we're going to let Spinner take us out. Ooh, that's loud. Ooh,
I thought I had a loud voice. I don't know why it's not.
No, it's that mic.
Oh, okay.
It's that mic. Like if you take this part off.
Sometimes I take it off.
Yeah, if you take that off, you don't have to talk into it like this. But it's something with that cushion.
Oh, okay.
So if you take it off, you get that. So service was good?
It was good. We talked about the inspiration of desperation. So.
Now he's a pastor too.
Yeah, he was telling me. He was telling me that. He was definitely telling me that.
Yeah.
He said
it gets tough sometimes. It does get tough, but the rewards are they're just great to see people change, and you know that God used you to do that, but He could have used everybody, especially knowing where I've come from, and He's using me. That's the greatest thing. So, yeah, I love it. Don't like it all the time, but
Right. Well, I mean, when you do something that you're passionate about, something that you are inspired about, it's not really work.
Indeed.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be some aspects that you don't embrace, but it just comes with the territory. You know? So.
We have to get on prime time at some point.
What do you mean?
Not prime time. We have to get on at from 5 to like 7. Maybe 5 to 7. Or 5 to 7. 6 to 8 is fine.
Because he can't get here at 5. So that's what we did, 6 to 8. Oh no. The show is going to happen. This other person has to be rejected at the end of the day, unless she pays.
Right.
because I am all for, like, don't judge me, but I have an issue.
I'm learning not to judge anybody.
I have an issue when people use you for a come up. I don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
When all you have to do is really ask.
Mm-hmm.
Like, don't use me.
I love sports.
Okay, so you're a Patriots fan, right?
Yes.
What about the Celtics?
I try. Well, we're on the radio, so I keep it political. I like the Celtics. They're not my favorite team.
Oh, wait a minute now.
I don't like
What's your favorite team?
I would have to say.
Yes, it would be a dare. Go ahead.
I would say I like Cleveland. I like the Warriors, Golden State.
Okay, yeah, I'm with you with Golden State.
I like Chicago. Grew up watching Jordan, so you still.
Is there any team you don't like? Maybe I should say, because you like a lot of teams, huh?
Well, I like competitive game. I like good competition. So
that's right. You grew up in the Jordan era too, so
yes, sir.
I see why everybody likes the Bulls. But back to this one-day boot camp. Now, how I see the topics include how to live your dreams, how to write a winning proposal, why not you, where is the money, your setback is just a setup.
For a comeback.
Uh-huh.
That's his slogan.
What are fundraisers looking for? What a funder is looking for, and quitting is not an option. So, how do you convey, the one that stood out to me is quitting is not an option. How do you convey that to people who are daring already?
Oftentimes, people operate on two programs, on two level of thinking.
Okay.
One, you're either in survival mode or you're in creative mode.
Okay.
Many people in our communities, they're living in survival mode. They think they're living creatively, but they're not. They're only putting out fires. They're responding to stuff. They are reactive as opposed to proactive.
Okay.
Now, the challenge is so many times, I said earlier, when you want something you've never had before, it's going to require you do something you've never done before. It sounds kind of like, what are you talking about? But people often, they have this program, they have this mindset, they keep doing the same thing week after week, month after month, year after year. You know, New Year's Eve come, you make your goals, New Year's resolution, but before the 15th or the 10th, you've already, wasted it. It's not even going to happen. So when things get difficult, when you are trying to get to another level, and you're trying to create something, the best place to create is in the place of the unknown. But oftentimes, you're so accustomed to operate in survival mode, which your only concern there is what time it is, and your environment and your body. And your whole focus is on those elements. Your body now tells you if you're going to have a good day based upon how you feel. And I'm going off into some other ideologies and thought patterns, but I want to challenge your listeners as well as those that will hear this via other formats. And so if you are in survival mode, you can never create.
Okay.
Survival mode, you feel worth less and you feel helpless. When you're in creative mode, you begin to realize that you're worthy. And you have high self-approval, and you'll have a solid, healthy self-esteem. And that's when you begin to create something. And so quitters, they get discouraged too quickly. And I'm trying to remind them through this workshop, through this one-day boot camp, that you can't quit. You've paid the price. And I'm not saying for the admission to come, but you paid the price with what you've already gone through that has justified that you cannot quit. You've got to fight. You got to keep showing up. You got to keep swinging. Sometimes it's difficult, but you got to keep swinging and you got to keep going after it. Because remember, every one of us can walk on water. But you got to be locked in on your goal and your dreams. You have to be focused. Peter walked on water. Now I'm getting a little spiritual. Peter walked on water. He got out of the boat. But he took his eyes off of his dream. He took his eyes off the prize. He took his eyes off of Jesus. And he looked at the outside forces. And whenever you look at the problem as opposed to how to solve a problem, you're going to sink. Because your energy, your mind is going to attract that thing which you think about. Not what you want, but who you are is what you'll get.
All right. So, you know what I like about that is because Peter did get off that boat and walk, and he ultimately ended up sinking. But the rest of them, they just stayed on the boat. They didn't dare.
Right.
And Peter dared. And for his daring, he did walk on water. And then when he got in trouble, Jesus came and pulled him right out of it. So, I mean, I really do understand the dare part. Now, when did you meet Don Duncan?
We've been friends for about 5-6 years now. And she does a lot of writing material for me. She assists me with different programs that I'm trying to launch. So she is a very unique person. She has a Harvard background. As I mentioned earlier on the top of the hour, she has raised over $30 million for different organizations. And she's gifted when it comes to writing. And so you could have a dream, but if your dream is not turned into an objective or it's not funded, then it only remains a dream. So we're going to show you how to take your dream and how to find out where the money is, how to organize yourself, how to position yourself. What do I need to incorporate in my proposal so I can get funders? Because money ought never to be an option for you accomplishing or reaching your goals. Because last time I checked, the Treasury Department is printing new currency every day. So if the money's out there and I need the money, then there's a disconnect between what I'm doing and how to attract what I want. So we're going to try and connect those dots and show you how to finance your dream and how you should kind of organize yourself from a company standpoint, because you got to be organized.
Indeed.
You know, do you have an S Corp? Do you have a C Corp? Do you have
an LLC?
A limited partnership, a limited liability partnership. So whatever it is. So we're going to talk about that. And I don't want to overwhelm people with all the information. More than likely, I'm hoping that this will be a quarterly event because it's going to be a lot of information. And there's a lot of value we want to add. And I know we won't be able to justifiably do everything adequately in a short 6-hour setting, so to speak.
So Dawn Duncan is the president of the Grant Connection. Now, is that that's located in Boston?
She's actually in Lynn.
Okay.
In Lynn, Mass. But she operates all over.
Okay.
We plan to do this overseas on the other side of the pond. I mean, I'm so passionate about this because people have given up on their dreams.
Yeah.
They have lost hope. They're like the walking dead. No passion, no excitement, no energy. Nothing moves them because they're so overwhelmed. They've been so burnt out and just been so abused and hurt that they don't have time. When you in survival mode, it's hard to think creatively. I sat down with a multimillionaire and we were talking about strategy. I said, listen, in our community, I hear what you're saying, but we can't even think on that level because we're trying to figure out how we're going to feed the kids. Trying to keep our car on the road from the repo man. But he was on a different level. He couldn't understand what I was saying. And so it's my goal to at least make sure people realize it's not too late. You can. Colonel Sanders started KFC when he was collecting his pension check. But he didn't give up. You know, and you can take it to the other spectrum that Bill Gates and all these billionaires started when they were in college and dropped out of college to create their dream. So you have both spectrums. So the audience is wide and it's large and it's deep and it's a lot of depth to it.
Yeah.
So I think the thing that I'm hearing, right? I get it, 100%. I understand, but I think people also don't understand that sacrifice that needs to be made in order for that dream to come true.
Right.
So will that be spoken about too at this one day?
Yeah, I mean, these are some of the topics, and it's going to be hard to capture everything, but you raise a good point, Chantel, that if there's no sacrifice, there's no reward. You have to do what you hate in order to create what you love.
Yes.
Or you do what others won't do now so you can do what others can't do later. So, again, because I'm a religious person, the scripture talks about consider the ant, how they have no leaders over them, how they have no one instructing them, but they understand in the summertime. And I've sat down, ants in the summer, they'll carry a loaf of bread 5 times their size, or carry another insect twice their size, and they're not eating it. And what we do when we got this mentality that I'm going to consume it right now. I'm going to eat it now. I'm going to get it now. Instant gratification. Shopping online, but we ain't going to talk about that. But the ant realized, okay, winter is coming. I've never seen an ant with Timbs or with snow boots, with gloves, with a shovel, because they realize I'm going to work now while I can, so that later when I can't work, I've already stored up something in reserve. But we don't believe in reserves. We don't believe in putting aside $1 for tomorrow.
That is it.
So it's a big sacrifice. That's a great point. I'm glad you mentioned that. And let me just transition, because on Sunday mornings I want to deal with some of these concepts, but I cannot. I'm limited with how much I can say relative to the motivational side, relative to how to live your dream, because I have to bring the scripture and got to keep it spiritual, but I try and integrate it. But on this October 10th, it's all dedicated to boom. We're gonna show you how to do it. Boom. And I'm telling pastors, I'm telling members of city council, whoever's listening, that whoever comes, they're going to leave there ready to take on the next challenge and turn the next chapter of their lives, because it's not over.
All right. If you're in need of more info, you can contact Bishop Weeks at 508-648-6877. You can visit his website at www.born2. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Born to
Let's
win.
try that again. You can visit Walter's website at www.borntowin.guru.
And I do say we're under construction. It should be finished by now. So if it's still under construction, I apologize. But you can also visit Dawn, and we can go right online and get all that information. So please check us out. Holler, reach out to us. I don't want money to be an objective whereby you're not able to come. Some people say, well, can I make payments? Certainly. And if you don't have the full amount, I just want you to get the information.
Okay.
So we'll work with you, but just let me know what it is you want to do, what you can do, because I know it's going to add value. And as long as you get value, it'll come back to me one way or the other.
Indeed. So I'm going to give you last words, because I know you're going to, end us with a prayer, so I already know. So you can have your last words first, and then you can end.
You might be sitting there saying, okay, it sounds good, but it doesn't quite fit me. Or you might be thinking or saying to yourself, you don't understand my story, you don't understand my struggle. And I would agree that I may not know your story, I may not know your struggle, but I would say this, that your life will be changed. Because what we're going to share, what I'm going to share, and I'm talking from my heart, this is unscripted, what we're going to share is a process that we've developed over years. And my pain has created purpose in my life. And so I know you may have a different degree of pain, you may have gone through different struggle, different setbacks, but because of what I've been through, it has qualified me to talk to you and to reach you. Because I've been there not knowing how I was going to make ends meet. I've been there, been in a struggle and been in a place where it was a dark place. But even during those dark places, God always gave me a dream at a very unusual time. And when you come on October 10th, we're going to speak a word and cause you to dream again and cause you to believe again, that's going to impact the rest of your life. If you will adhere to the principles, the ideologies, the concept that we're going to share, you will walk out of there empowered. You will walk out of there understanding that your best is still yet to come. So I challenge you. I'm up for the challenge. We're going to have an opportunity where we can do Q&As, and we'll answer any questions at the end, so that if we did not hit where you were or where you are at the time, we will address it. And there's going to be other merchandise and materials and other information that you will be able to benefit from being at that event that others will not have access to. So it's going to be worth the investment. It's only $89, and I struggled with the cost of it, because I did not want it to be too insignificant, because if there's no sacrifice, or if there's no financial commitment from your end, then the information will not be viewed as valuable. Mm-hmm. And so as long as you are a stakeholder, I think you will find that the information we're going to give you will far surpass your investment. And it's an investment in you, and the knowledge and the power you're going to get, no one can ever take that from you. It's an investment in you, Inc.
Okay. And again, that is October 10th, 2015, from 9 to 4 p.m. The location is 9 Walnut Street. Suite/conference room is 490, and that's in Worcester, Mass. 01608. And you can also go to Spiritually Fabulous, and I know that she has it on her website as well.
Exactly.
And make sure that you like Born to Win Ministries on Facebook, because they definitely update and keep it very active. And if you have any questions, you can always meet Bishop Weeks at his church on Sundays at 11 a.m. at Girls Inc., located at 125 Providence Street. I got okay.
You got it. Got it. Sounds like you've been there a few times.
I have. And he catches me in the grocery store. Like, Bishop Weeks will definitely stop and be like, "Hey, I ain't seen you." I'll be like, "You know what happened though, right?" But once you say yes, he holds you accountable. So that's what I like about Bishop.
And again, thank you all so much. I appreciate the opportunity that you've allotted to me. Chantel, Big Will, and one of the baddest DJs I know. Thank you so much. I appreciate the time. And to all the listeners, thank you for joining in. May God bless you. And remember, it's not over until you win, and you were born to win.
All right.
Amen.
Spinner, take us out.